Hello everyone. Today I'm going to discuss pile foundation. So pile foundation is basically a type of deep foundation. So we require the deep foundation in situation where the soil at the shallow depth is poor or where soil is bearing capacity is low. So in order to transmit the load safely, the depth of foundation has to be increased till the suitable soil strata or till the suitable hard strata is made. Such foundation are called deep foundation. So generally pile, piers and wales, we can say also cation are example of deep foundation. So whenever soil at or near the ground surface is not capable to support the structure, so we required to transfer the load through a deeper strata up to the deeper strata. So we need deep foundation. Or in some cases where the soil foundation is not useful, so that because that hard strata is lying just some greater depth. So in that case, also we go for the deep foundation. Or if you will design a greater depth, we will design a shallow foundation for a greater depth. So it would be uneconomical. So to avoid uneconomically condition, so we go for the deep foundation. So in this lecture, basically, I will discuss the pile foundation. So a pile is cylinder structural member made of the steel. It can be made of steel, concrete, wood, or reinforcement concrete. We can say also a pile is either driven into the soil or formed into the site in situ by excavating a hole and filling with concrete. It's very important. Driven into the soil, it means we are making the pile in the factory or the some site, and then we are not on the site on the factory, and then we are transporting this pile we are carrying up to the site, and there we are applying some compressive load. We are inserting the pile into the soil. So that is called driven into the soil. Form in situ means site. So we are casting at the site only. So what we are doing, we are by using the machine and some instrument, we are making first we are making the hole, and then we are filling with the concrete. For the reinforcement concrete pile, first what we will do, we will make the hole, then we will reinforcement we will first insert, and then we will fill with the concrete. Okay, so that is it means formed in site or cast in site or cast in situ. Okay, a cast in situ piles greater than 0.6 meter diameter is generally termed as a pier. So a pier is a vertical column of relatively large diameter. Okay, so a pier is also we can say pile, but when their diameter would be increased 0.6 meter. A caisson is a hollow, watertight box or chamber which is sunk to the ground for a laying foundation on the water. See, pile foundation can be cation or can be uncation. And what is the meaning of this? What we do, first we insert the cation, okay, and then we fill with the concrete, and we left like we cation we left like this. So what will happen? This cation will be the part of foundation, part of this pile foundation. Or in other cases, when in the uncation condition, so uh, we just insert the cation, and then when we fill the concrete, so slowly we are just lift the cation according to that what at what depth the concrete is getting filled. Okay, so slowly we just lift. Okay, now I will discuss necessity of pile foundation. So at various location and various condition we require and pile foundation. It's very important. So when the strata at the or just below the ground surface is highly compressible, so when the strata at and just below the ground surface is highly compressible, so what is happening? It will not support a load, and we will get the settlement much more. So what will happen? We have to transfer the load to deeper strata. We need to meet file foundation to do the differential settlement. Also, in the some cases when the plan of a structure is not irregular. So in the case of irregular, so we will get that load distribution is not uniform. So in that case, there is a chance of differential settlement if you will design the shallow foundation. So in that case, we can go for the pile foundation to reduce the differential settlement. The transmission of load through the deep water to form a strata. In the case of, you can see in the figure, when the water is there, so there is no soil, so there is up to the certain depth where the water is available. So at that up to that height, it won't get any support from the soil. So we have to go for that pile foundation in that case. Okay. To reduce the horizontal forces in addition to support the vertical loads, what is happening in the tall structure or in the case of tower, you can get the by wind or earthquake forces, you also get the uh, horizontal forces. Okay. So in that case, when horizontal forces are coming with addition to vertical load, so we need pile foundation, because when we are designing the pile foundation means in the horizontal direction we are provided more resistance in the building. So in that case, or in the structure, so in that case, pile foundation is very important. I have mentioned in the figure. So this is the tallest structure. So it can be this we have provided the pile foundation. So pile foundation is provided. So without providing the pile foundation, we cannot go for tall structure. Okay, soil foundation is not preferable for that for the tall structure. When the soil conditions are such that a washout, erosion, and a scour of the soil may occur from the underneath soil foundation. See, up to the shallow foundation, because this is the shallow foundation means the foundation which is lying at the shallow depth. Okay, so up to the shallow depth, you can get so many factors which affect the bearing capacity of soil, which will affect the soil properties, will affect the density of the soil. Okay, so that can be scour of soil, that can be erosion, that can be wash out through the water wave and all those things. So what we do, that active zone, we have to provide the deep foundation that it should be just beyond the active zone. Okay, beyond the such kind of zone where soil condition can be changed. So we have to go soil foundation. We have to design up to the greater depth, right? So to avoid the uneconomical condition, when we will design the foundation up to the greater depth, so it will be uneconomical. So to avoid the uneconomical condition, better we design for deep foundation. One more thing is one more thing is very important. Deep foundation is somehow expensive than shallow foundation. So we design a deep foundation where it is necessary, where for shallow foundation will not work. Okay. So when shallow foundation work, we will design shallow foundation. So in this figure, you can say when this is a river, so whatever the water is flowing, so that will be give us the thrust on this pile. So we can go for the pile foundation in that situation. Required of transmission tower offshore platform which is subjected to uplift. In the figure, you can see what I'm going to say. In this figure, when the horizontal forces are coming due to wind, so what will happen at one position there is a compressive stress is developed, compressive load is coming, and one at the other pile there is a tension will develop. So pile foundation we need to design that it should be reduce that, it should be hold that uplift pressure. Okay, so we need to design the pile foundation. In the case of offshore platform, where we need to design the pile foundation. In case of expensive soil, like black cutting soil, we know. So black cutting soil, very expensive soil. When it will change the volume and it will reduce, it has reduced the volume when it will get the water change. So whatever the water, if the water content will change, their volume will decrease or increase. So it is very not good for foundation. Okay, so we have to provide. So suppose this is happening up to a certain depth, so we need to transfer the load beyond that depth. Okay, so that whatever the tip or whatever that hard strata and whatever up to such depth we are providing foundation, it should be beyond this active zone, whatever wherever the soil getting changing. Okay, so in the case of expensive soil, we can go for the this deep foundation. In the suspension soil, we go for the we design shallow foundation also, but that depends upon the what at what amount of load is coming on the structure. Okay, if it is very light load are coming, then shallow foundation also can go. So that depends upon the that load condition also. Okay, so various classification according to the different according to the material, according to the use, according to the mode of transfer of load. Okay, so classification according to the material. The first one is the steel pile. Steel pile is mean the pile foundation is made of the material that is steel. That you can see in the figure, there is a steel piles. So we generally steel piles are thick pipes or rolled steel edge section. We just driven into the soil by applying some force on the top of this pile, and this is the material of a steel. So we applied some coating, epoxy coating are applied in the factory during the manufacture of the pipes to reduce the corrosion of the steel pipes. So corrosion is very important. You can see in the many structure due to corrosion, soil get due to corrosion, pile foundation get fail, and then structure can be collapse. So this is very important to be this pile steel pile should be safe from the corrosion. The concrete pile basically we make the hole and then fill with the cement concrete. So these piles are either precast or cast in situ, means cast inside. So precast, it means we are casting this concrete pile uh, in the factory, and by casting we can also this we can do the we can apply some pre stress in the concrete by apply by using the some high strength steel. So and then we first we just apply some stress in the steel, then fill with the concrete, then we cut. So uh, we make this precast like that, and then after the casting is complete, we just uh, come to we just driven into the this soil by applying the some number of loads, by applying some using some jack or some machine. Cast in the side, we are must we first make the hole and then fill. We provide the reinforcement, then fill with the concrete. Okay, so timber piles, we use the timber. This is the pile is made by the timber. So timber we use it should be a straight sun or just free from the defects that you can see in the figure. Composite piles made of the two materials that you can see in the figure. So it is very difficult to provide, but in some cases we required to design this composite file. We have to provide the composite file. So what is difficulty in this composite file? That joints at the two similar materials is very to provide the better joint to between the two dissimilar material is very difficult. So it can be like in the bottom one it can be concrete and top one can be steel, and uh, bottom one can be concrete and top one can be timber. It is like that. So classification is based on the mode of transfer of load. So that is three types of the classification. The three category of pile comes under the classification based on the mode of transfer of load. The first one that is in end bearing pile. So we can also call it point bearing pile. So end bearing piles transmit the loads through their bottom tips. It acts as a column and transmit the load through the big material to a form strata below. If bedrock is located within a reasonable depth, the pile can be extended to that rock. Ultimate, the ultimate capacity of the pile depends upon the bearing capacity of the rock. So ultimate bearing capacity in this case will be equal to QP, where the QP is the resistance of a pile at the tip. So in the first figure, you can see that whatever the load are coming from the pile, top of the pile, so it will be directly transferred to the hard strata. Okay, so there is a in between there is a loose soil. So loose soil that will not participate to sharing the loads of whatever the loads coming on the pile. So whatever the load will come on the top of pile, that will be resistance by the tip, bottom tip of this pile. So in this case, we can write Qu equal to Qp. In other cases, second, friction pile, which we also call a floating pile. So what is happening in this case where the hard strata is at a greater depth, so and this soil condition is dense. So whatever the load will come on the top of will come on the pile, that will be resistance by the skin friction, by the skin friction. Okay, so this pile transfer the load through the skin friction between the embedded surface of the pile and the surrounding soil. Okay, so we can, in this case, we can say that will ultimate bearing capacity will be equal to Qu plus Q is equal to Qs. Okay, so in this case, Qs we can write whatever the cylindrical surface area into the skin resistance. Okay, we can say next that is combined end bearing and friction pile. So by name you can guess some idea like this is a combination of end bearing means a load will resisted by the tip pile value. A friction pile is mean there is a soil load can be shared by the skin friction. So this is combined. We see this is the combination of both. So in this case, we can write Qu is equal to Qp plus Qs. Means some load are uh, uh, taken by the tip of the pile and some are load taken by the skin friction. Classification based on the method of installation. So driven piles. So these piles are driven into the soil by applying the load of heavy hammer on the top. So there is a machine that where this machine is hammering on the top of the pile to driven into the soil, driven and cast in into the side. So these piles are found by driving a caisson with a closed bottom or hand into the soil, and casing is later filled with the concrete. So in this case, we are driven into the soil of this caisson. So caisson is driven into the soil by applying by using some machine, and then we are filling with the concrete. So this is called the driven and cast in situ piles that is mentioned in the figure. So this the cylindrical is that is a caisson. So by using the machine, we are first inserting in the soil and then we'll fill with the concrete. Board and cast in situ piles. So uh, we drill by drilling we make the hole using the machine, and then we provide the reinforcement. We have to provide the reinforcement, and then we fill with the concrete. A screw pile. So by name you can get some idea. In the pile there is a screw is already made. So by applying some torque on the top of the pile, we insert this pile in the soil. So this is called the screw pile. Jack pile. So these piles are jacked into the soil by applying a downward force with the help of hydraulic jack. So you can see in the figure, by hydraulic jack we are these piles we are driving into the soil by applying this downward force with the help of hydraulic jack. So we rarely use this jack piles like this method. So there are so many instruments nowadays. So to do all this work, to driven the kitchen in the soil, to driven the pile for the bowl and all this process. There is so many instruments nowadays. So we don't use this method to apply hydraulic jack. But in some cases you can see this method also. Okay, classification based on the use. So load bearing piles. So whatever I have discussed, that is a load bearing piles. So transfer the load of the structure to suitable strata by end bearing, by friction, by both. So this is called the load bearing piles. Compaction piles. See, whenever there is a soil if loose and if you want to increase the relative density, So what we will do, we will insert a lot of piles in the soil, so that their dry density of soil will be increased. So once the dry density will increase, their strength will increase, like shear strength, bearing capacity. So that is good for the structure. If we will go for the shallow foundation and we need to improve the soil, so this is one of the method to improve the strength of soil. So that you can see in the figure. So when we are inserting a number of piles, uh, then their soil get impact and the confining pressure is getting increased. So once the confining pressure will increase, the whatever the load capacity of pile will also increase. Tension pile, it means this pile will resist some tension load. Okay, if tension is coming, so this pile will resist. So in this figure, you can see when the wind is coming, in horizontal wind is coming, the horizontal forces are acting on the pile. So the first pile that will be in the tension, that is also called the flip pile. Okay, and the second pile in the right side pile will be in the compression. So this pile, the first pile should be designed, it should be designed like in a such a way that it should be that resist this pressure, resist this tension, tensile stress. So that is very important. So this is called the tension pile. Seed pile. So by using the steel or seed, we just construct a wall. Okay, so so that this wall or this seed piles resist the resist resistance from the we provide this seed pile to resist the earth. Okay, retaining a structure, we retain the structure. Okay, fenders piles. So you can see in the figure, fender piles are seed piles which are used to protect the waterfront structure from the impact of seed and large boat. So this whatever you can see in the figure. So this is there are so many piles in the series. So this is called the fender piles, and it support the structure from the impact of seep and from the land. Anchor pile to provide the resistance against the horizontal pull for a seat pile wall. Okay, you have seen that where we park the seep uh, near the bank. So what we do, we fix we provide by the wire we fix the boat from the bottom side. So that is called anchor. You can see in the figure, or I'm not mentioning any figure, so that you can understand. So whenever the structure we have to support a pile, what we are doing, we are providing some some small pile at near that larger pile, and then we attached by the wire and by the other material also. So that is called the anchor pile. The small pile is called the anchor pile, which support the uh, we pull the pile, and it gives the stability. Okay. Uh, these are the some references I have taken to make this lecture. So thank you. In the next lecture, I will upload I will discuss the bearing capacity of piles. Okay. Thank you.